Hi everyone, I apologize for the headphone cord that you will see during this video, but today I am going to be showing you how to make our DIY treat bags for you guys. So these are all of the supplies that you will be provided when you come to pick them up. You will have 2 of these strips to make the loop of the bag, and then you will have 4 of these square pieces to make the body of it. So to start off, we are going to start with the strap or the loop. So what you will want to do for this is you will want to have the sides facing this way and make sure to lay them together with the pattern facing on the inside. This is because once we finish sewing this, we are going to be flipping it inside out. So to sew this, once you have them laying correctly this way, you are going to be sewing along this edge here as well as this one here. Once you are done, you are going to use the 2 ends and flip it inside out, so that way the pattern is properly on the correct side. Hey.
How do we log in?
What's your last name?
Ulrich. Are they just not doing the computer right now?
They are. You guys should have received user and password. What was the last name?
UL?
Oh. Samantha's. Alright, so now that we have each of the tops of these sewn down, we are going to be placing them on top like this. A word of note, when you are sewing these flaps down, be sure to start and end on the side that you folded down. That way, when you flip it over to the outside, it looks like this, and you can hardly see where I have sewed. All right, so now that we are ready to put all of our pieces together, we are going to bring our strap back in. We are going to fold it down and place it just below where we sewed that line, making sure to leave at least a little bit hanging out of the edge. And we'll take our next piece, place it right on top. Be sure with this that you are lining up the top pieces that you sewed. Don't worry too much about these edges as they are all going to be sewed over anyways. And then you are going to be sewing this end, the bottom, and the side. So be sure when you are doing that to use a seamless edge stitch, so you won't stitch it like we did on the top here or for the strap. You will pull, sorry, my needle fell. You will begin, like I said, at the top, making sure they are perfectly lined up. And I'll go ahead and start it. And then rather than going back down like this, you are going to take it underneath again, pull it up and through. This way it creates a nice little tuck right there, and it will allow you to keep the edges from fraying. So we are going to go ahead and do that stitch all along this side, the bottom, and the other side. All right, so now that you have finished sewing all 3 of these edges, what you are going to do now is just flip it inside out. And if you have a sewing machine, this project will take roughly about 10 minutes or maybe even less. If you don't and you are doing it by hand, similar to what I did, it will probably take you about an hour or so. If you are doing it by hand, as you can see, I didn't get all of the fabric inside as I was stitching it. So you are going to want to make sure that you have at least an inch or half an inch on the inside that you are stitching. That way you have that seam allowance, as well as just making sure that you get all of the fabric in. But when you are done, this is what your finished treat bag will look like.